Yo, you already know what time it is. Welcome back to another episode of Thinker versus Speaker, where I, Marissa the Thinker, sit down with different guests and we talk about all things, anything, everything, life, love, relationships, spirituality, literally whatever it is that we want to talk about. So on that note, we do talk about some sensitive subjects from time to time. I don't know if we're going to get into any today, but we might. You know, you don't know what's going to trigger people. So with that being said, if you're easily triggered by certain things, do what you got to do. We respect it. Hopefully you come back for the next episode. You join us, but you know, do what you got to do for yourself. On that note, we're going to go ahead and hop right into it. My special guest today, no stranger to the podcast. We got Ashton in the building. Mr. M Geek, how you doing today?
I'm good. What's going on, y'all?
What's popping? It's been a while since you've been on this show. What you been up to?
Man, getting myself together.
Yeah.
Just getting myself together. Just dealing with some stuff. But other than that, I'm okay now. Like, I'm out here thugging.
Yeah, you got that bounce back. You got that bounce back in you. You know what I'm saying? Popping back out strong. But you know what I'm saying? We done been sitting here talking for about a good hour before we decided to start this episode. And I did want to talk about one thing, but you know, when you the host, you get to do whatever the fuck you want to do. And I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do. I'm gonna pivot today. So we kind of been talking about a couple different things. We've been talking about relationships. We've been talking about like really asking yourself what it is that you want. And I think what I want to talk about today is going through the motions of like learning how to truly put yourself first and putting up boundaries. So how do you feel about that?
Man, wait, 2020. Yeah. 2020 made me understand a lot of shit. Like, I used to always put everybody else before everything, everybody else before everything. And it was a situation where my basically ripped the child away from my life. And like, that shit took me through the gates and back again. So it's just like, during that time I had to find myself. Like, at that point in time, I felt like I was a failure, and it's just like I had to work on myself. So it was like after I got myself together, it was like, damn, am I fully ready to be in a relationship? You understand what I mean? Like, I'm mentally and I'm emotionally okay, but at the same time, am I preparing myself to get with somebody that I semi kind of know? You understand? Even though we went to high school and we chatted, like she left hers. I say junior year, her junior year, and I was a sophomore. She left after we still was communicating through like social media and shit, but it was just like when the shit came into person, it was a whole different say. So it was just like I had to adapt to her because at the end of the day, I had myself. You understand? Everybody like me knowing the fact that I'm hopping into a relationship, I gotta understand that she was raised different. And a lot of shit I may do or I did agree with, she may disagree with or think about differently. So I had to mentally and emotionally prepare myself for her, my frame as well. Or if she came to me with problems and everything like that, I had to learn from them and not make those mistakes, because you rather a person talk to you and tell you what's going on than them hold that shit in.
Right. So what I heard in that, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's almost like where you get out of a situation and you have to find yourself, and before you hop into a new situation where you gotta ask yourself, like, am I ready for this? Because you understand that you gotta make certain sacrifices, and you know what I'm saying, that in order to be in a relationship, it's a partnership, and it's not just about you and your wants and your needs and your desires. That's what you're saying?
Facts.
Right. And I agree with that. Definitely. Like, the thing about going into relationships is it absolutely is a partnership. It takes two, you know what I'm saying? And that other person has feelings and desires and things that they want to do and ways that they got to operate, things that they've been through so much, right? It's so many different factors that go into making people who they are, right? And to operate the way that they do. And like, I think one thing that, because I'm single right now, and I'm a different type of single. I'm a different type of single for my life, right? Because in the past, when I would look at being single, I would look at single from the perspective of like, I'm lonely, right? Like, oh, I'm lonely. I want to be with somebody. Like, yeah, I want to be in a relationship. I want to get married. I want to have kids. I want to do. I used to look at that shit from the outside looking in, right? Because I used to think that if I wasn't in a relationship, then I need to seek one. That makes sense.
Damn, I was the opposite.
So what do you mean?
Like, so how can I say it? Back in high school, I wasn't worried about no hoes. I was worried about school.
Hmm.
Like that's 100%.
Definitely
I was
that. Yeah.
focused on school, and it was just like even after I got out of high school, like I started selling bud and shit like that, just for me to go to college. But it was like, man, it was the bitches that was buying and shit, and like everybody they'd come smoke. I ain't smoke at that time, but when I like they'd come smoke, hot box the room, get contacts and shit like that, be making beats and rapping and shit. Other than that, like I ain't had no girlfriend until like after college, after I had my degree and everything, and I was ready to settle down. Like I wanted to make sure that I was in the right mindset of what I wanted to do before I jumped into a relationship, so that I could have some type of thing to live off of, or be able to provide for my kids, or my if I was to create a family type shit. I ain't gonna have to sit here and worry about this bullshit and that bullshit.
That's some real ass shit. See, that was the part that I didn't understand until now. See, that's the spot where I'm at right now. See, now in high school and college and shit, like sure, I was a nerd, so of course I was focused on my work. You know what I mean? Like, of course, that's just what I do. But like, you know what I'm saying? Once I got older, like in my like 20s, it was just like, damn, like I really ain't been in no relationship or whatever. Like I felt like I was missing out on something. You know what I mean? I felt like I was missing out on something. See, to me, the way that I grew up, like I grew up in a very family oriented family. You know what I'm saying? So the thing that I thought like the goal in life was to have a family, right? So like that's what I was seeking. I wasn't thinking from a perspective of like what the fuck do I want? Like what do I want as far as a career? What do I want as far as, you know what I'm saying? Like my living to look like, where do I want to live, how do I want to live, like, you know what I'm saying, those kind of things. I always saw life from the perspective of like, I'm gonna find my person and then everything else is just gonna make sense after that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Fuck what my job is. I just need to make enough money to be able to provide for my family and get my girl the things that I want to get her. And, you know what I'm saying? Little shit like that. And I'll be straight. You know what I'm saying? Because my goal is to get the family. I wasn't thinking about my fucking self. I wasn't thinking about myself. I wasn't thinking about what I wanted, nothing like that. I thought that the family, the relationship, I thought that's what was gonna make me happy. You know what I mean? Like I thought that's where my happiness was gonna come from. And it took me going through like failed fucking relationships and like you know what I'm saying, jobs that I don't like, you know what I'm saying, get into a part where I'm so depressed where it's just like, what the fuck is my purpose? You know what I'm saying? It took all of those things for me to get to a point where I finally asked myself, what the fuck do you want? What do you want out of life? What do you want out of a relationship? What do you want out of your career? What do you want out of your personal life, your friendships? What the fuck do you want? Because you know, if you don't know nothing else, you know you're not getting it. And like, you know what I'm saying? Have you ever been pushed to that point where it's just like, what the fuck do you want? And and when you get to that point, it's just like, what do you do with it?
All right, so
Ooh, that was a gap right there.
it's that because I had to think about what you're talking about.
I was like,
Cause
that must have
like
been a real ass question. He's like, well, that
it's a
gap right
real
there.
question. Because in that situation, there's only like one person who can get under my skin,
Yeah.
and like that's my best mama. So outside of her, like everything else, I don't give no fuck about. You know what I mean? Even with her, like it's the simple fact that I don't give no fuck about her, and I don't think she understands it. So she know how to get under my skin. She'll bring up stupid shit, and then I backfired on her ass. But at the end of the day,
I got a question, and it's not the
what?
point. If you don't give a fuck, how she get under your skin?
Because she used that child as a pawn.
Okay. Now that okay. I forgot that part. That's some whole other shit. Yeah. Okay.
She used that child as a pawn. And that's where it gets under my skin.
Absolutely. I mean that shit. I mean that those kind of situations are, that's a whole nother topic, because it's just like that. I think that's just fucked up.
But even if you let the situation go, you understand what I'm saying? You wash your hands about the whole situation.
That shit's not fair.
And then
That shit's not
bullshit
fair.
just pop up out the blue for no reason. Like, how the fuck you get in contact with me, bro? This shit ain't what? Unexpectedly, and it's like, bro, I don't know. But as like, I just kept that shit. Like after that, I made a whole fucking song. You understand what I'm saying? Like that shit, I just dropped all my emotions. Like they're like, it got to the point that I had to drop all my emotions about her into a song.
Right.
After that, it's like I don't give no fuck about it now.
Do you see yourself as chosen?
Huh?
Do you see yourself as chosen?
Chosen to do what?
Like, have you ever heard of like a chosen one?
Yeah.
Do you see yourself as one?
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna leave that alone. That go deeper than what it really is, but you'll understand it. Basically, I'm chosen through the music and everything like that, but my main purpose is that third eye. Me going into detail, wanting to be a homicide detective and all of that shit. That's what I feel that my purpose is, but it's like I don't really talk about it because that shit could get me locked up for some shit that I ain't even did. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like,
yeah,
it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I respect what you're saying, because it's just like I'm. This is me saying that shit from an outsider's perspective. Of course, like you said what you said, it ain't shit that I can say about that. I feel like I don't need to explain that, but for an outside person, I'm explaining that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, but when I think about it, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a part of the chosen journey, though. And the reason that made me ask, do you see yourself as chosen, is literally off of what you said. Because it's just like, off of these conversations that I have with you, like, I see that aspect of you. And I feel like you have a purpose, and it's very clear. And purpose has so many different layers, right? Because it's just like, motherfuckers, yeah, a podcast is a part of my purpose. It's not the entire purpose, right? But like, you know what I'm saying? Like the same way where music is a part of your purpose, but your purpose is so much bigger. And the reason why I said that is because it's just like when we are where we are, it's just like when you go through those experiences, and like you said, you pour that situation into your music, because it's fucked up as a situation as that is. How many other people are in your shoes? And how many other people heal through music, and they can listen to something that is that you wrote. And it's just like, that's why God gave you the gift to be able to pour those feelings, those emotions, those things into that music, because other people are gonna need it. The same way how, you know what I'm saying, part of my, like, the shit that I go through is because I gotta get on here and talk the way that I fucking talk. You know what I'm saying? But if I ain't never been through shit, how can I do it?
True.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, and then being able to pour into that shit. And it's just like, I see why you got so many distractions in your life. Because imagine the impact that you would have if you was actually pouring into what you were supposed to pour into. If that's the way that you fucking get your feelings, your emotions out. The devil is gonna do everything in his fucking power to keep you from doing that shit. Cause I swear, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even with the fucking intro, if y'all don't know, this is the man that made the intro. Even with the fucking intro to this song, the first time that you sent it to me, that shit was just like no brainer. Like, you know what I'm saying? As soon as I heard that, I was like, bro, what is this mine? Can I use this right here? Like, what, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's up? And it's just like, and even after, like, you know what I'm saying, I got the intro. It's like I'm literally looking at it every time this motherfucking show play, every time this motherfucking end. It's like I said that shit today because today is Friday. Today is motherfucking Friday. I listen to the episode. It comes out. Fucking intro beat come on. When that intro come on, you know it's fucking Friday. You know what I'm saying? You know the fuck. You know what the fuck time it is. You know it's Friday. You know Thinking versus Speaker coming on. You know what the fuck time it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the fuck you here for. And it's just like, nigga, no wonder you got so many motherfucking obstacles in your fucking path. Because, you know what I'm saying, if you really got on your shit the way that you gotta be on your shit, motherfuckers ain't gonna be able to do shit to you.
You wanna know what's crazy? Every time I listen to the podcast, I still be jigging to it.
Cause it's
Be like,
fire.
what you jigging to? I'll be like, man, my shit.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's just it's almost to the point like, nigga, what else do you have? What else do
Man,
you have, and why the fuck is it not out here?
I got some files. I got like 3 new beats on my computer. I'm trying to send them motherfuckers. Like, I got this old ass computer, so I don't know what the fuck going on. I need to upgrade, but I got 3 beats that I need to link to you.
That's what I'm saying.
For real.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. Excuse me. And that's what I'm saying. It's just like, I can see why it is that you go through what you go through. 100. Like, I can see why it is that you go through what you go through. And even for me, like, you know what I'm saying? When I go through those times where I get quiet on social media and shit, I don't be want to post this shit. Nigga, when I pop out, it's like every time I fucking level up, I want to quit.
100.
And that's how this is how this shit go. That's how that shit go. And guess what? It always comes back to when you find that strength to keep going.
100. Like,
it
I
goes
want
back
to
to
make
what
a
point.
YouTube video. Like, I ain't been doing YouTube. I've been slacking on beats and shit, but I got beats, if that makes sense. Like, I've made a hell of melody. Like, I got shit that I can scrap together to make beats, but it's just like, I ain't been in the mood. I ain't been having no motivation. Like, all I've been trying to do is like find shit about. Like, I've been just basically been trying to throw out ideas for shows and shit like that.
So what do you do when you don't feel motivated?
Play Call of Duty all day. Because it's like, I try to take my mind off the shit. Like, I try to take my mind off of it. So I either just meditate and smoke, or be on Call of Duty, or I'll be watching like stupid shit. Not necessarily stupid shit, but I'll be watching like trying to solve other motherfucking murders and shit like that on OTV. Stuff like that. Like, I get my mind to do shit that I know that I want to do. Like, or say for instance, I'm always hearing like beats. Like, I go on YouTube and I listen to some beats or whatnot or whatever, and then it inspired me to go make beats. Or other than that, I try to stay positive or let something else motivate me to try to move further.
So one thing that I like that you said in there, like, cause what I got from what you just said is like, one, you remove yourself. You know what I'm saying? You do other things that make you feel like you and that make you feel happy. In order to get yourself back to a state of just being like you and cool. That's what I got from that. You tell me
Back
if
in
I'm
the
wrong.
day, it would have been a different ass story. Back nah, like
But
seriously,
yeah,
like depression and shit was heavy back in the day. But
right.
it was just like you got to think of it like, hey, throw that shit out in some music, write that shit down in the next podcast, write some rhymes. You could turn that shit to a song,
Yeah.
or roll a blunt, meditate, do something. Just erase yourself from social media. Do
Yeah.
something to ease your mind. Like if you just gotta do something that's make that to keep you focused, because if you stay down and everything like that,
Yeah.
it ain't gonna do nothing but get worse.
Exactly. So and that's the reason why I called that out, because the point that I want to make out of that is just, when you go through those things and you go through those times where you don't feel motivated, like, it can cause like those depressions and that I don't want to do nothing, I don't want to do whatever. And it's important for you to do things that make you feel like you. Even if you got to pull back your projects, even from your projects, even if you got to, all of those things, it's important to do things that make you feel like you, that make you feel whole, that make you feel happy. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so important to prioritize making sure that you're okay. And like, that's the one thing that I've learned how to do in my journey, is to take that step back when I don't feel like my best self, when I don't want to do the things that I know in my heart that I love, when I feel myself going through that depression again. It's important to me to get to understand, one, myself. So I have to take that time to get to know myself and understand what actually makes me happy. So understanding the things that make me happy, what hobbies that I like to do, how I like to spend my time, what's going to get me back to that place of feeling whole and feeling happy. And when I don't feel whole, when I don't feel happy, knowing what it is that I need to get back to make sure I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a lot of people that don't necessarily take that time to just check in with themselves and be like, yo, are you good? You good? You okay? You happy? You got everything you need? And if not, how do we get that? You know what I'm saying? How do we get that? Do I need to just journal? Do I need to go on a walk in the park today and just say fuck it? You know what I'm saying? Do I need to take a day off and you know what I'm saying, sleep in a little bit longer? And you know what I'm saying? Maybe I want to go for a hike, or you know what I'm saying? Or maybe I need to go to the gym or something like that. Just figuring out that thing that's going to make you you. And then the other thing that you said was watching things that get you inspired again. So watching other people do those things that it is that you love, so you can get back into it again. Because when I don't feel excited about the podcast and stuff like that, maybe I need to go write for a little while. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I need to go write for a little while. Maybe I need to listen to other podcasts that made me want to start a podcast in the first place. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you gotta go look at those things that get you inspired again. That's why it's so important to ask yourself, like, okay, who am I? What do I love? What do I want to do? So that way, when you feel yourself getting off balance, you can always go back to those rooted questions. Like, who am I? What do I want? What is it that I want to do? And what's keeping me from being able to be in that place right now? So I can deal with it and get back to where it is I need to be.
It's crazy because I still got all my beats from when I did back when I started like 10 years ago. And like I just be thinking like, damn, bruh. I was sitting on the floor and
Yeah.
motherfucking hood in session 8. Motherfuckers, cause no motherfuckers I knew rapped and shit. You understand? So I
Yeah.
be making beats. They in the house smoking. I'm getting the contact. They in that bitch straight rapping to the beats. Like, hey, that bitch fire. that bit fire. So it was like I'm listening to my beat from then and now, and it's just like that's my motivation. It be like, damn. I
I came
remember
so
when I
far.
was struggling in session 8, bruh. I
Yeah.
remember when motherfuckers used to rap to my beats, bruh. I remember the first beat that I sold. Rest in peace to the artist, though. But man, rest in peace to another artist. Like some of my music that I have sold, like my instrumentals, like I could say, like I got music out there, but them niggas dead. And it's like, damn, rest in peace. But it's like, fuck. And it's
Yeah.
like I be trying to send, and like people gotta understand, like you can send templates all day. You can send your music to other artists. You can send your music to whatever. You could do YouTube, and you could be talking to yourself all fucking day. Niggas don't give you a response. There's gonna be somebody that like your content. Like I got motherfuckers right now who'll be like, "Hey, when you gonna get back on YouTube? When you gonna drop another Call of Duty video?" Man, I got so much content. I just don't want to drop it. Why? Because I ain't motivated. Because even though I do YouTube outside of this podcast, outside of me making music, it's just like sometimes you ain't motivated for that shit because you sending out music, ain't nobody returning shit. You on YouTube talking to your motherfucking self. It's just like what else to do?
Man, you got pushed through that shit. I had to learn that shit real fucking
True, but
fast.
even pushing through it and everything like that, it's still to the point of it's motherfuckers who low key want you to make content, but it's just like how can I push the fan base more, even more, even be overnight? But it's like that shit be hard.
Yeah, but I mean, what I've experienced in my journey, right? Because I go through times like that too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in a lot of ways, I done revamped the podcast like one, two, three, probably like at least four fucking times, right? Like, I done had to restart this over and over again. And it was even a content creator. I saw a post that she just posted today, and she's fairly successful now. I started watching her probably about 2 years ago. She wasn't where she at now. And it's just like she was basically saying like she had to revamp her channels like 4 times, like do them like 4 different times. And really, I think the part that gets lost when we do things like this is that it's a process. It's literally a process. And it's just like when I started the podcast in the beginning, first off, it was a completely different podcast. This was a smokers podcast created to talk about bullshit. And it has evolved into where it is now, where it's just like I want to talk about the things that are relevant to people and talk about the things that we don't talk about. Like I just recorded an episode before this one where we was talking about school shooters and shit. So
Damn.
yeah, and I was talking to it with my cousin who's in a school administrator, been through one of them situations and all that. So you know what I'm saying? It that's a long way from where we started, but that's because I understand that God has me going through a process, and I also understand when I'm going through spiritual warfare. And I think people don't always understand that. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to explain too if you're not spiritual and you don't believe in God. But shit, to put it in context, it's just like shit, you gonna struggle. If you want some if you even if you're not spiritual, you don't believe in God. Like think about this shit from a logical ass perspective. If you want something great, do you think it's just gonna be fucking handed to you? Absolutely not. Just period. It's not, because this shit requires work and effort, and it's gonna require refinement of skills, and it's gonna require different approaches to shit like that. So if your shit ain't going the way that you want it to go, that's when you going back to the subject, you have to ask yourself, what do you want? And at the end of the day, like, you know what I'm saying, even when my podcast ain't doing what I want it to do, guess what, I still love what I do. So even if nobody fucking listens to it, I still do it because I love what the fuck I do. And when I go through those moments where I don't want to do this shit, and I be like, man, ain't nobody listening, niggas ain't responding, niggas ain't da 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 da. Guess what? I realize motherfuckers ain't gonna believe in my shit till I believe in my shit. Period. And I start moving different. I started moving different. I started telling motherfuckers I do a podcast. I tell strangers on the street all the time, hand out my business cards. Hey, I do a podcast. Hey, let me know if you want to come. I wasn't doing that shit. I wasn't even the type of person that would talk to strangers when I started this shit. But guess what? When this is what you want to do, when this is your purpose, when this is what you want, you do what the fuck it is that you got to do. You know what I'm saying? You do what the fuck it is that you got to do. You mature, you grow up, you learn. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, think about it like if you got like a kid or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And say you talk, you try one method, right? And that one method might work for your one kid, but then you know what I'm saying, you have another kid and them same methods don't work. What the fuck you gonna do, throw your child away? Be like, fuck it, you ain't listening, fuck it, I'm done. I don't have the energy for your ass no more. Nah, it don't fucking work like that. You can't get the motherfucker back. It's yours. You gotta figure out how to raise it. You gotta figure out how to raise this little human. You feel me? You can't give up on it. You can't give it back. You can't, none of that. You can't do that. So guess what? You figure it out. And it's the same thing. When you want something and you really want it, you figure it out. It'd be the same thing with these relationships. It'd be the same thing with these careers. It'd be the same thing with everything. If you want something, you figure it the fuck out. And that's why you gotta ask yourself, what do I want? Because if you really want it, you're gonna figure out what you gotta do to make it happen.
True.
That's what I think. That's what I think. You know what I mean? That's what I think. That's what I
think. People scared.
What are we scared of?
They too comfortable.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother. Man. It's a lot of shit people scared of. We could go to females in abusive ass relationships. Motherfuckers damaged and they trying to have another person heal them, but that person can't heal them until they heal themselves.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of like it's a lot of reasons of why people don't want to do shit, but that's not the here and there. But at the end of the day, to me, I ain't gonna say it's an excuse, but I feel like if a person is willing to do something, sometimes you gotta be alone. You gotta deal with that shit alone. Whether you gotta start all over again or whatever. Like, for real.
I'm not gonna hold you. That shit is an excuse. And I say that shit with love. And I know niggas ain't gonna like it.
I mean, true, but
it's
an
excuse. But you gotta call a spade. You gotta call a spade, and I'm doing it with love. Because it's just like, I understand, but it is an excuse. An excuse, it just is what it is. You can't, people want to be so fucking nice that they not willing to call shit what it is. And this is how people don't get held accountable. But you know what I'm saying? Like, say what it is. It's an excuse. And that's okay, because at the end of the day, it's your life. And there are circumstances that, you know what I'm saying? Like, we get it. Like, motherfuckers can find reasons for all this types of shit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to sound cold-hearted and shit like that. Because, like, when you think of an abusive relationship, I don't want to say it. I ain't been in that type of situation. I ain't been in that type of situation.
Okay.
You feel me? I ain't been in that type of situation. I haven't had to do that. So, you know what I'm saying? It's only so much that I can say as a person who hasn't had to experience that. We have to call a spade a spade. It is an excuse, but you got your reasons. And I don't understand what it's like to be in your shoes, but it is an excuse, because there are people who will get themselves out of those situations. And even those people, you know, if some people don't have the ability to get themselves out of those situations, they don't get themselves out of those situations in time. And that's a sad situation, and nobody deserves that.
I'd be scared of that, because I feel like this, bro, and it's just me doing this. That person got one time to put their hands on you. Whether you got kids, whatever the situation may be, get the fuck out of there.
You should. Like, I think you should.
This is gonna make people mad. I understand. Oh, he may be drunk, he may be whatever the fuck the situation may be. That's an excuse, because at the end of the day, you not the motherfucking first victim that this shit has happened to. So with that being said, he got in the last relationship and got away with it. That motherfucker, whatever he may have abused that motherfucker, hurt that motherfucker, whatever the situation may be, we don't know. But at the first time that he put his hand on you, you should just walk the fuck away.
We're
Live by
making
yourself, change your
excuses.
number or whatever. Oh, look, that ain't no fucking love. I'm sorry, y'all.
It's not.
I know I'm finna get hella controversy, but I don't get no fuck. Like, at the end of the day, you a repeated victim, and you allow it to happen. If you allow that shit to, all right, first time, I ain't gonna forgive it. Second time, nah. Third time, man, what the fuck wrong with you? Fourth time, nah. Y'all basically allowing this nigga to gradually beat y'all ass to the point that it could lead up to death.
It can, absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. I don't want to sound cold hearted because these situations are complex. And again, I have not been in that situation, so I don't understand what it's like to be in your shoes. I can empathize as much as I can, but like
It's to the
we can
point that
have
niggas out here.
we can have empathy, but we also have to hold people accountable for the sake of healing. Because somebody got to say it. Somebody has to say it, because at the end of the day, that's when that question comes into mind. What do you want? Because somebody, and we have to learn that it's our responsibility to prioritize our wants and our needs, and we need to stop putting other people above that. Because you know what I'm saying, the reasons why people are doing it is like, oh, this person is going through this, oh, they're drunk, they need help, they need this, they need that, da-da-da. But you are getting hurt. You are getting hurt. You feel me? And that person is not prioritizing your health. That person is not prioritizing your needs. That person is not doing what, that person is not taking care of you. And they're making it very clear that nothing's going to change until you change that situation, until you walk away from that situation, until you make that change in that situation. And there are options, there are resources, there are women's shelters, there are this. And actually somebody put a link in one of my videos. I'm gonna have to reshare it, for some resources for people that are going through toxic relationships. But it's just like there's help out here, but you have to ask yourself, what is it that you want? What is it that you will and won't tolerate? And that's when you got to start making that game plan to get the fuck out. Because sometimes you do got to be a little strategic about your shit. It ain't gonna be easy. Some people can walk out the front door, some people can't.
Gotta move in silence.
Exactly. Some people can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Some people ain't gonna be able to do it. But you have to make that conscious decision. You have to ask yourself, what do you want? And I feel bad for the people that got kids. You know what I'm saying? Because your
100%.
kids gotta
What do
see
y'all
it.
do in
You,
that
you know what I'm
situation?
saying? It's just like we gotta think about these things. And it's just like and all of the reasons where it's like that person does this and they do that. Well, it's not always that bad. It's not this, it's not that. You gotta find the strength in yourself, because everything that you're saying is an excuse. Unfortunately, it is. It is. And it's not going to change until you work and you find that strength in yourself to do what it is that you got to do. And we can, you know what I'm saying? It's not just in relationships and anything like that. It's going to be with so many aspects of your life. Sometimes you got to walk away from family. Sometimes you got to walk away from friends. Sometimes you got to walk away from jobs. And sometimes you just got to know when to say, I ain't going for it. I'm not going for it. Because you got to ask yourself, where is it that I'm trying to go in my life? What is it that I'm trying to do? What is it that I deserve? Fuck what everybody else thinks. Fuck what everybody else has told me. Get with yourself. Who are you? What do you want? What do you need? And give it to yourself.
But you gotta be willing to.
You absolutely do.
You have to. Cause it's gonna be a struggle, but you gotta understand, like you gotta do what's better for you. But even with the women, like you gotta be 100% ready for yourself. Like you can't. Is even with women with the
Men
kids,
too.
like
Let's keep it a buck. Men be going
man
through
too.
shit too. Y'all be going through
Yeah,
some shit. Like men really do be going through some shit, and y'all don't check in with y'all emotions, and y'all don't be taking care of yourself either. Like I'm gonna keep it a whole book. It's some men out here that just be trying to save every motherfucking body, be trying to make every motherfucking body happy. It's not that men ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes men just really be trying to like. You know what I'm saying? Like they do the right thing, but it come out fucked up. If that makes sense.
but it's at the man. Alright, so
Like me, like
that's
y'all
how.
really be having good hearts, but the way that it comes out, it just be like weird and fucked up. Y'all some sensitive motherfuckers. Like if I'm being honest as fuck, like men be
Yeah,
sensitive
niggas. I
and
ain't gonna
reactive
lie.
and shit. Like as much as motherfuckers want to talk about women, men, it just
I
looks
mean, but
different. It
niggas
just
act
looks
like they.
different.
I mean, niggas scared to show their emotions. Why? I don't know, man. I mean, that
Exactly,
shit
and y'all
is
do some fuck
attractive to
shit.
females.
Y'all be doing
That
fuck
shit
shit
is
because y'all don't want to
attractive.
show y'all emotions. Yeah. What is
I
attracted
don't
to
know why.
females?
Niggas showing their emotion. Like at the
It
end of the
really is.
day, that's 100%. Like females go through shit, niggas go through shit, but at the same time, niggas to our ego, our pride, whatever the situation may be. That's me. I'm speaking from myself and from all men. Like any shit that I go through, I low key handle it by myself, or I talk about it through third person, like on podcasts and shit like that.
Mm.
Most of the situations I be going through, it would be me, but it's just like it be other people too. But it's just like, how is a person supposed to deal with it? Like I learned that I grew up in a house full of all pussy, so it's like I can't hide my emotions. I can't hide my emotions.
Yeah.
I was the only dude, so it's like I can't hide my emotions, and it's like I ain't scared to show my emotions. Like niggas cried, niggas got heart, niggas got all this shit. It's these niggas out here who don't got shit, but it's because they damaged as a kid.
Right.
That's when everybody need therapy though
Yeah, that's a
in
fact.
school.
People real like be going through shit, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think enough people really be checking in on themselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I really like be going back to like, what do you want? Because it's just like men need to ask themselves too. Like everybody wants to put the focus on women, but like shit, allow me to do it because it's just like men have needs too. Like I'm not scared to say it. I could be gay as fuck and be like, no, men have needs too. They definitely have emotional needs. Like men, you know what I'm saying? It's just like we act like women are the only ones with feelings and emotions. No, that's not true. Like, you know what I'm saying? No, that's not true. And a lot of the things that I think, like, I think men go through so much, especially like black men walking around this earth, like they go through a lot. And I think that's why people don't understand, especially like when it comes to our relationships, right? Because let's be honest, like black people struggle getting into relationships, and it's because we don't respect each other's emotional needs. It's like society has gotten to a point where it's just like protect, provide, protect, provide, protect. Like, girl, you are supposed to be like the mother, the nurturer, you know what I'm saying? Like, you are the person that is supposed to have him when he comes home, type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the reason why he can protect and provide is because you know what I'm saying? Like you are the person who is his like peace and like, you know what I'm saying? Like he should be his own emotional fulfillment, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like he needs you. He needs that softness of you. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like women have gotten to a point where it's just like women aren't soft and like men are like extra it's weird now.
I mean, oh my god, cause I'm a dude. Okay, so I'm a man. So it's like now
Help me out.
it got to the point that it got to the point that I hate that my old lady know how I am. So she knowing something wrong with me or whatever the situation may be. I be like, man, no, the fuck it ain't. Man, yes it is. So it's like now
They
it's
be
to the
knowing it.
point I can't hide shit, right?
That's how
To
it's
the
supposed to
point
be,
that
though.
I can't hide shit, but it's just like I still knock that shit off. And it's like, how can you? All right, how can I make it make sense? Cause this finna get deep, and it's like I ain't bashing nobody or whatever the situation may be, but it's gonna turn into a agree to disagree situation, so I won't bring it up.
Okay.
So it's like, why bring up a situation that I know that I'm already got going on, and you supposed to be there to secure me or whatever, and the situation gonna turn south. Not necessarily south, but it's just like I already know how you feel and how you agree and shit. So there's no way of having this discussion because I will always agree. It's agree to disagree because I believe both sides. Like me as a man coming into any situation, me growing up with all cat made me gotta see all both sides. So it's just like as a female, a lot of men don't understand. They may be bad, whatever the situation may be, but honestly, do you know what's going on with them mentally and emotionally? Are you there for just a body, or do you want them for them?
Absolutely. It's so much that's going on beneath the surface. And I think that can go beyond male to female because it's both. You know what I'm saying? It's both. It's so much happening beneath the surface, and are we really there for each other in these relationships emotionally? And can you be there for somebody emotionally if you don't know how to be there for yourself emotionally? And how many people actually know how to do that?
Yeah, uh, they don't,
You
and
know?
this is they do, but this is I'm on. Like you got to think of this as I'm old. I'm not old as fuck, but I'm old. And it got to the point that I realized as you get older, a lot of shit that you thought was cool ain't cool no more.
Absolutely not. Hell yeah.
So it's like as they get older, it's like you gotta think
Yeah.
about it. As they get older, they'll understand. You understand what I'm saying? Or
Oh,
as
facts. Yeah.
niggas get older, you'll understand you can't be the same person that you was 10 years ago. You can't move. It's something that's gonna happen to them or something bad. It's gonna take something tragic for you to understand what you really got to do to get yourself together. That's 100%.
Facts. Facts.
And people don't understand it. When I say tragic, I mean tragic. You gotta understand. It's gotta put you to the point that you at your lowest
Life.
to realize who you really are.
Absolutely. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I feel like everybody has that moment because, like, every. Well, I don't know about everybody, but I know a lot of people have these moments where it's just like you got to get to a point where you realize, all right, it's time to change. Especially like if you a stubborn motherfucker, because some motherfuckers just get it and they ain't got to go through all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But some motherfuckers are stubborn and they got to find out for themselves and they got to go through some shit and they got to get to a low point to be able to realize it. You know what I'm saying? Like me being where I'm at, like I said in the beginning of the episode, where I used to think that the relationship was gonna complete me. It's just like nah. And you know what I'm saying? It's just like when I look back now, it's so much like when I look at some of the relationships that I've been through, like the first girl that I fell in love with, it's just like I thought she did me dirty. You know what I'm saying? But when I look back in hindsight, it's so much deeper than it. You know what I'm saying? It's so much deeper than that. It's just like I don't even feel like she did me dirty. It's just lifing. First and foremost, you know what I'm saying? It's just lifing. And two, it's just like I put that girl through the fucking ringer too. It's just easier to ignore what the fuck it is that you doing and call out what somebody else is doing. But I put your ass through it. It's almost like when you look back at that shit, it's just like actually, if I was a little older and a little more mature, this might have worked. You know what I'm saying? You might have had to be a little more mature too, but it's actually like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like I'm looking at you like
That
you
shit'll
immature, like
make you more mature. You understand? If
exactly,
you
cause
come
then
with that mature energy, it ain't gonna do nothing. But man, I gotta get on my shit because this motherfucker already on this shit.
yeah,
Attraction.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? Exactly, but it takes that. But you know what I'm saying? And that ain't no shit like saying it from a perspective of like, oh damn, that shit didn't work. I want to get back with it. Fuck no, I ain't saying that. What I'm saying is when you get into situations with people and you understand that and you do that work and you see you mature and you learn how to see different perspectives and understand where you fucked up in those past situations, you understand how to not fuck up when the thing that is for you comes. You know, like when the thing that is for you comes, like there is more, there's a life beyond what it is that we've experienced at this point. But we don't always realize that we're on a journey to get to the next place and the next thing, to experience like that. All these situations that we go through are preparation. And again, like having to sit down and really ask myself what it is that I want. When I was in that relationship that I thought I wanted oh so fucking bad, it's just like I wouldn't have got what I wanted out of that situation because I didn't know what the fuck I wanted. That makes sense? You know what I'm saying? It's just like I'm looking for her to complete me. So I'm an insecure ass, you know what I'm saying, nigga that don't know how to just let shit be. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to let shit be. I can't even, you know what I'm saying? There is no peace in this relationship that ain't a relationship. You know what I mean? So it would have never been successful just because of who I was as a person, because of who she was as a person, and because I wanted it because I was attracted to it, because it felt good, because of whatever, but it really wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? It's just like we don't understand how to let go of shit when it's not for us. We be trying to make it work and fit instead of just allowing niggas to go and grow. And then if shit is meant to be what it is, then letting it be what the fuck it is. We always act like we devastated when motherfuckers leave our life. It's just like, oh, I broke up with this person. Let me go find something. Let me go do that. Now I'm finna go fall in love with the next motherfucker. No, go sit down. Go sit down. Go find you something. Go knit a sweater. Go find something the fuck to do. Go, you know what I'm saying? Figure out why you walking this fucking earth. Because it's for more than that other person. You walking this earth for way more than that other person.
True.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine, like, it's like we see life is just like, all right, I'm in a relationship. I'm out of a relationship. Let me go find another relationship. Fuck that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Fuck that. Actually, have you tried? Because it's just like, think of what life could be if you had a career that you enjoyed. You were making the money that it is that you want to make.
I
You
don't
were
think
living
you'll
in a
have
type of
time
house.
for a relationship.
Yes, you would. Hear me out. You would have a life that you're trying to live, right? You had a life that you're trying to live. So you financially stable, you emotionally stable, you got a good solid friend group, you got a good career, you know what I'm saying? You know who you are and all of that shit, right? And that allows you to attract a person that's doing all of the same shit. They know who they are, they know what their career is, they know this, that, all this shit. They on the same page as you. So you done attracted a motherfucker that actually wants the same things that you want because you actually know what you want. If you don't know what you want, guess what you get? A motherfucker that doesn't know what they want either. And now y'all fighting because you're trying to tell this other person what they should want and they trying to tell you what you should want. But how does that work? You can't tell me shit you don't know and I can't tell you shit I don't know. We can't tell each other shit. What are we building? What are we building? If neither one of us knows where the fuck we going. Make it make sense, right? But when you get to a place where you learn how to manage all of your own shit, right?
Yeah.
You freer, right? You freer. Cause imagine, right? Cause like when I think about my life and where I'm going, it's just like, I'm learning how to balance way more shit than I ever knew I could balance. I work a full-time job, I do this, and I got another project I don't talk about, right? I do a lot of shit. I do a lot of shit. I do a lot of shit. And not only do I do this, I'm a one-woman show. My brother helps me get things onto YouTube. But guess what? Besides that, I make the social media content that you see. I make all the posts. I respond to all of the comments. I get all of the episodes set up my fucking self. I record these shits my fucking self. I edit them my goddamn self. You know what I'm saying? And if you would have asked me 2 years ago if I could do all this shit, I would have told you, fuck no. And guess what? I do all of this shit, and I also have time to talk to my friends, to hang out, to spend time with my family, to fuck with my dog, to sleep, to, you know what I'm saying? And live my fucking life. So when you take the time to learn how to balance these fucking things, you learn how to add things to your plate and remove them as you need be. And you learn how to shift them around. Because guess what? You learn way more. You learn how to find control of your life. Because nobody else is pulling these fucking strings. We giving everybody the power to pull the strings in our fucking life. Because it's just like, oh, I need this person for this. Like, this person is going through this. I need to be there for you. 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 And you can't be there for your fucking self. You
I
there for every
got
fucking body else.
that's crazy because like I don't know, like I got friends like who be coming to me that would seriously be going through shit. I ain't finna speak of nobody on no names or whatever the situation may be. So like I know what type of shit they go through.
Mm-hmm.
And it was early in the morning and they called, they was on a suicide mission. I ain't gonna even lie. They was on
Yeah.
a suicide mission and they called me to help them to prevent them from doing the suicide mission. But
Right.
at first my old lady had got mad. She was like, man, what bitch you talking to? Whatever the fuck is this?" And then she was just like, oh, when she figured out who it was, she was like, oh my bad. I'm like, man, I'm trying to help motherfucker for real. Like, this is a serious fucking situation. But the day this person reaching out to me, it's like I can't come with no smoke. I gotta meditate and try to be the adult in this situation. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, she reaching out for help at this point in time. And I'm the only one who she called to get help from. Let me stay full blown and give her this help that she needs. And look, to this day, she's still fucking living. And every day she talk to me, or when she hit me up, she be like, man, I needed you when you was there. Like, for real. I can honestly say, like, you helped me to a situation that I really needed help. And all I can call was you. And I'm just like, I'm that nigga. No, this not in the situation of that, but like I like to listen to people's problems and try to figure out a way to help them. It's just me.
Yeah,
Because
facts.
everybody go through shit, and as a dude, you gotta understand all pussy. Like female be like, "Hey, what you doing? I need to come talk to you." It ain't because you finna get no pussy or none of that shit. They may be really going through shit, but y'all take them at the vulnerable moment, which is bullshit to y'all. Y'all really need to listen to what they saying because they honestly may be reaching out for help, and you fucked up and took them on a whole different route. And now you go ahead.
No, I mean, I was listening to you. I was literally just thinking about what you're saying. And it's crazy. I see two things, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, on a material level, like, you know what I'm saying? On a material surface level, like, niggas don't realize you get so much further by not being on those types of missions. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can get so
Hell
much
yeah.
further with the person if you just keep it 100 with them and you not
Vice
thinking with your
versa.
motherfucking, if you not thinking with your fucking body, if you thinking with your heart, if you thinking with your mind or whatever. Like, people say that, people will wonder this shit about me, especially like when I wasn't like in my full blown confidence, right? Like when I was in my full blown confidence, they'd be like, how the fuck do you be popping out with what you popping out with? And I'd be like, because I am who I am. You know what I'm saying? It's just because it's just like, because like when you dealing with certain people, they used to only people only dealing with them for their bodies. They ain't used to people that's actually asking them how they are, what they doing, really giving a fuck about them, listening to them when they want to, you know what I'm saying, listening to them when they want to talk. You get so much further with somebody when they realize like you actually care about them. Like, why the
That's
fuck
how
would
you
they open
build
up to you?
relationships, bro.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. We don't be building real, genuine connections. Like, we just be doing shit with motherfuckers because it just feel good. And then when it don't feel good no more, it be like, fuck y'all. And then we wonder why everybody is so fucking damaged. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we better off if you're not in a position where you can be 100 with a person, or if you can't be 100 with yourself. Because let's be real, if you ain't keeping it 100 with somebody else, it's because you're not keeping it 100 with yourself about what you want, what you need, and what you're doing. So, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't in that type of position, why you even fucking with people?
Like niggas in the hood used to get mad at me, right? So say for instance, this back when I did start smoking. But say for instance, bitches would go through problems and shit. I'll be like, come through. You feel me? We
Mm?
finna smoke. We finna smoke. You talk, I listen. They ask the person the next day, hey man, y'all you get that, bro? I'll be like, nah. They go ask her, hey, y'all did anything? They be like, nah. They be like, bro, you stupid as fuck, bro. You had the pussy in the
Why the
house
fuck
and
is
this
you
shit
even
finished.
asking?
I'm
This
like,
sound
dude, it
like,
was.
can I be
I'm like,
100?
dude,
This just sounds something lame as fuck.
I'm like, bro,
That shit sound
that's
lame
how
as
they
fuck. You
was.
sound like you don't get
That's how.
pussy. I'm sorry. You sound like you don't get no pussy because why the fuck you worried about what the fuck I'm doing?
Dude, I'm like, dude, like it wasn't even on that type of situation, motherfucker's car, because they was going through some shit, bro. Like
If you
that's
can't
what's
even
wrong with y'all
understand that
niggas.
concept, you sound lame as fuck to me. But I don't be on the same type of time as niggas. Like niggas will probably look
You,
at me lame because I don't be on. It'd be like, no, nigga, you lame because you need it that fucking bad. That shit weird. Like
that's the
that shit so
sensitive
fucking weird.
side of
Why the
niggas,
fuck are you
kid.
worried about what the fuck I'm doing in my fucking bedroom? This shit weird. I don't give a fuck what y'all doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Are you not getting that? Like, what the? Why are you so concerned, my nigga? Like, why the fuck are you concerned? Why is this even a
Cause I used
motherfucking
to
matter?
have hella, cause
Cool
I
when we
used to
was like
have hella,
17, 18, 20, but like niggas going on fucking 30. Go sit your ass down, bro.
but
Go
now I don't
find you
even be
something to
doing
do.
none of that shit. I don't even like smoking with female. Like honestly, if I'm the type of
I
person where if
do.
I read your mind, like I like smoking, like I like smoking with females. Don't get me wrong. But if I know you on a whole nother mission, I don't like smoking with you. I have been in how can I say it? I've been on missions to where like yeah, you know you come smoke and shit like that, thinking they just wanted
Well,
to
you know what
smoke
it
and they want
is.
other
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, and I'm like
It's
man, like
levels. It's
and
levels.
and like I never budge and they get mad. Like I don't get no fuck. Like that's not what I'm on. You say you wanted to come smoke, bruh.
I ain't on it. I'm the type of nigga you sit on one side of the couch, I'm sleeping on the other side of the couch. Like, you
What you
know what type
said.
it is. Like, you already know what type it is. You want if you want this, you gonna have to come get it. But that's not the point. Like, that's not the point. But like, you know what I'm saying? I think sometimes like, yeah, we just be more concerned. We be concerned about like 3D shit. Honestly, and I don't think that's everybody though. I think that's just some maturity shit, and I think some niggas just don't be maturing. But like, it's almost like a maturity thing. Like when you sit down and you ask like what you really want out of life. I don't think them shits be aligned. I think people be wanting shit, but they ain't willing to put themselves in a position to get what it is that they want. And then they blame the world for everything. They blame the outside world for not being able to get what it is that they want. But in reality, it's because you're not putting in the work to get what the fuck it is that you want. Again, this is the simplest metaphor ever that I know how to put for it, right? But if you want to be a husband, a wife, I'm gonna say a spouse, right? If you want to be a fucking spouse, right? And this is what you're saying, like, I don't want to be on this girlfriend, boyfriend shit no more. I want to be a spouse. So you want to be a spouse, but you out here doing the same shit that you used to do. You going to the clubs all the time. You fucking entertaining a bunch of hoes. Got a bunch of hoes in your fucking phone. You know what I'm saying? You loose with it. You doing whatever you want to do. You don't really know where it is that you going in life. You ain't got no stable home. You ain't got no stable finances. You ain't got nothing. You moving the way you been moving the whole life. But now you just said, you know what? I want a wife. I want a husband now. I'm tired of the bullshit. Okay, you tired of the bullshit, but you still moving like you did in that environment where you was attracting bullshit. So guess what? You keep attracting bullshit. You ain't changed shit. You just what you upped your standards, but you ain't upped your standards for your fucking self. Make that make sense? You still doing the same fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? But you want that person, right? So say that husband material, that wife material comes, and it's just like they on a different type of time. They know what they want, right? They know they want a husband. They know they want a wife. So why the fuck would I wife you if you don't know how to put up boundaries with bitches?
But some of these
Why?
niggas, but hey, this shit. Some of these niggas be having wifey material, but don't know how to use it. Like I
Exactly,
be
because you didn't do the
and
work. You didn't
and
do
listen,
the work.
it be a lot of these thug ass niggas be dating these nurses and
Because they
motherfuckers
probably
that
did
got
that inner
careers.
work.
You feel me? And it's like, man, what the fuck you doing with a bitch like this? Like, what, bro? Like, at the end, I would
I'm
be
telling
using her.
you,
If
niggas.
but me as a person, if I had that type of connect or I had that type of pull, bro, this bitch finna help me invest and open up my own fucking dispensary or at least something, bro. I'm finna if I got somebody that got a plug like that or got the bread like that, hey, let me hold something.
You
So
on a
I'ma
mission.
invest in some shit, bro.
You on a
You
motherfucking
helping
mission.
me. But those people don't understand that. Like,
That's
if you
husband
got the
shit though.
plug and
You ain't
shit,
got no
right?
fucking mission. You ain't got no fucking mission. You want some shit that ain't long term. You don't have a mission. You don't have a vision for your fucking self and where you going. And that's what I'm saying. Even on some spiritual shit, like that's what a fucking spouse does. Like motherfuckers got roles. Motherfuckers real like got roles in this shit. Like, and motherfuckers
Like,
don't be want to believe that. It's just like, no, like you have to know what the fuck you going. You have to have a plan. You have to have a something. So that's why when motherfuckers be looking around, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you bringing to the table? And niggas don't be having shit to bring to the table and be mad at everybody else. It'd be like, nah, nigga, you ain't playing your part. Don't get mad at nobody the fuck else. Play your part. That's what I'm saying. And just like I said before, where it's just like I had to learn how to balance 16 different things. Why? Because I want all that shit. Because I sat and I decided, I sat down with myself and I said, I don't like my life the way that it is. What the fuck do I want? Right? What the fuck do I want? Well, I want my life to look a certain type of way. God told me what I gotta do. So it's up to me whether or not I do it. Nigga, I don't watch TV no more. I don't have time for that shit. I might do it from time to time. I don't have time for that shit. I don't have time for bullshit. I don't have time to entertain dumbass conversations. I don't have time for none of that shit. I don't have time because I know what the fuck it is that I want. And guess what? You know what I'm saying? When I get a wife, guess who gonna get my time? Guess who gonna get my energy? Because that's what the fuck you want. Because when you decide that you want some shit, you gonna do what the fuck you gotta do to get it if you bout your shit. If you on a motherfucking mission. Otherwise, if you just talking shit, shut the fuck up and go play with the motherfuckers that's doing the same. That's what I'm saying. I don't be around the same people that I used to be around no more. Cause I got tired of hearing the same old motherfucking story. I got tired of motherfuckers saying it ain't shit in life. Nah, that's not fucking true. That's because that's how you moving. You know what I'm saying? That's because that's how you moving. It was a motherfucker that I had to disconnect with, and he got mad at me because I was just like, when the fuck you gonna stop complaining and do something about this shit? Cause I'm tired of hearing you say that shit. And I guess he ain't like how I said it. Cool. But like real shit. Who the fuck's gonna tell you? When the fuck you gonna shut the fuck up and do something about it? When? Because all you doing is telling me the same old motherfucking story every day. But then if somebody come to you telling the same old motherfucking story every day, guess what the fuck you gonna say? Bitch, don't call everybody else out if you ain't willing to call your motherfucking self out. Cause I'ma do it. Motherfuckers can check me, period. Motherfuckers check me all the time. I check myself. Like for real, like don't be the type of nigga if you out here calling everybody else the fuck out and want to say what everybody the fuck out, bitch. What you need to do? Real shit. Like it be real ass shit, and motherfuckers be trying to understand like why they ain't attracting what the fuck it is that they want. You,
yeah.
you. You know what I'm saying? Why am I still chubby? Cause I ain't working out. Shit, that's what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't ready to eat right yet. Like, it is what it is. Like, you know, it is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got to feel no way about it. Like, that's exactly what the fuck it is. Like, who the fuck I'm gonna lie to?
Like it's crazy because motherfuckers be like, I just started smoking cigarettes like 2 years ago, and like I be around niggas who be smoking and smoking and smoking. They be like, damn, you don't want no squirt breath? Fuck nah. They be like, it's crazy. You used to smoke cigarettes and you don't even smoke them bitches at all. You hate these motherfuckers. Damn right.
Yeah.
And they be like, how? I'm like, bruh, I you gotta think about the sacrifices that niggas had to make to do what's best for him.
Yep.
And it was just like, I still vape and shit. Yeah, I vape all day, but
It's a choice. These shit
cigarettes,
are
nah.
choices. These shits is our choices. And that's the part that I didn't understand. Like, we live in survival mode and we don't realize how much control and power that we have over our lives. We literally choosing what the fuck we want to do every day we wake up.
Fat.
And yeah,
Man, that's tough. That's fat.
we choose every day we wake up, just point blank, period. And you know what I'm saying? And if you decide one day that you want to change, you absolutely can change. But it's a matter of changing and staying consistent when you make that change. And being able to hold yourself accountable and putting yourself around other people that's going to hold themselves accountable. If you surround yourself with people that are making excuses for why it is that they can't change, then guess what? You're not changing either. That or you going to be the most motherfucking frustrated person in the room because you tired of seeing the same shit. I've been there. I swear to God. I prayed to God. I prayed to God one time because I was doing this and I was like, God, I'm so fucking tired. I'm tired of being the only nigga that know what the fuck they doing. I'm tired of being the only nigga with the answers. I'm tired. I need help. I need a team. I need people that know what they doing. I need people that can tell me how to move. I need people with more knowledge than me, God. Like, I need help because I can't be the only person that knows everything. I'm tired of this. And it was real shit because it's draining. And I know it's a lot of people that's probably felt how I felt when you that one and everybody is looking for you for how to move. If you ain't, you need help. You
That
need
shit
help.
mentally
You
and
can't. If that
emotionally.
shit is draining as fuck, you need help. Real shit.
Sometimes physical too.
Real help. You need real ass help. And you know what happened after I fucking asked God that? I had a bunch of revelations. And a lot of niggas left my life because I had to make room. He had to make room for real help in my life. And people had to go, and I had to be okay with letting them go. Because I could have tried to hold on to them people, but at that point in time, like, when you praying to God like that, you know some shit gotta change. You know he got a clean house. Because you know how tired you are. You know how drained you are. You know how sick of that situation you are. So you let motherfuckers go. You finally get to a point where it's just like, you gotta go. You gotta go. I can't do this shit no more. And you gotta be okay with that. And then guess what? When you make that fucking room in your life, that's when you start getting the people that's more like the new you. Because you was around people that's like the old you. And there's nothing wrong with that. We ain't gonna judge them people. We ain't gonna knock them people. We gonna show love to them people because them people was there for you when you was who you were. But now you a new you. And you need people that are like that new you that you trying to be. Not them motherfuckers that's trying to see the old you again. That's where we fuck up too. Because you can try to change all day, but it's gonna be motherfuckers that's looking for the old you, and they gonna do everything in their power to see that old you. They gonna try to show you that you still the old you. How many people love to do shit? You know what I'm saying? How many people would love to do shit? Say you a fighter. Say if you grew up, you was a hot-headed motherfucker. You a fighter. You a fighter. You love to go off on a motherfucker. You love that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers know it. You don't take no shit from nobody. And then you go through some shit and you be like, nah, I gotta change. This ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? I gotta change. This ain't for me. And then you go around them same motherfuckers. You don't think they gonna push them buttons to see if they can get that old you up out of you? So then they could be like, yeah, I knew your ass ain't changed.
Them, hey, but in that type of situation, that's the type of situation in trust. That's the type of situation that it's gonna test you. So what you want? How you gonna handle that situation? Me,
Mm?
I'm gonna walk away. Like at the end of the day, I'm gonna walk away because y'all still on the same shit. Obviously, y'all ain't grew the fuck up, so y'all still on the same shit. So fuck it. I'm gone. I fuck y'all.
Yeah. On big. Cause you gotta move on. You gotta move past that whole situation, that whole scenario.
Like
Because who you finna choose?
when I'm at home, I don't even go to. I don't even go where I used. I don't even be in the neck of the woods I used to be in. When I don't want motherfuckers to know I'm out there. It's just me being a hundred. Like, unless you accidentally see me, okay. Other than that, it's only certain motherfuckers who know that I'm at home when I'm at home. Other than that, nah, ain't
Niggas
nobody
don't
gonna
know I
know
come
I'm at
home no
home.
more. I'm telling niggas
Facts.
I come home every blue moon. But like I don't really tell people when I come home. The reason I don't tell people I come home, cause why? You know what I'm saying? Like why? Why are we about to pretend? Why are we about to pretend? At least that's how I feel, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I love what I saw when I moved, because I got to see who fucked with me and who didn't. I've
Facts.
seen everybody's true colors at this point. God has blessed me with so much discernment based off these fucking situations and scenarios that I've been through. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I've literally been blessed with it. So like I've seen people's true colors. I don't even have to waste my time no more. But then the thing that I learned is who deserves my time. And that's a completely different story. See, I'm at a point in life where I don't even want to harp on the negative aspects, because it's so much good when you let that bullshit go. Because it's just like, now I know who deserves my time. Now I know who deserves my energy. Now I know whose presence actually brings me peace. Now I know whose presence actually brings me help. Now I know who's worth that investment. When I was trying to hold on to people who weren't worth the investment, I was holding on to people who do nothing but take from me. Fuck that. The people that, when I come home, the people that need to know. And that's just on period. That's just on period. I don't give a fuck how people feel either. Because I know what it is. We know what it is. We ain't even got to speak on it. We know what it is. Because if you can't call me, you can't text me. If you don't give a fuck how I am here, how the fuck am I gonna spend my time chasing you down when I go home? I wanna go see the motherfuckers that cared who I was last week, 2 months ago, a year ago. The motherfucker that actually got my back when I need something. That's who I want to give my time to. And that goes to relationships too. I'm not entertaining people for the sake of entertaining them no more. I'm
Hell
entertaining a
nah.
person. I'm entertaining a person that shows me that can be my wife. I'm entertaining a person that shows me that there's somebody who I can build with. I'm entertaining somebody who shows me that they actually care about me. I'm investing in people who know how to communicate. I'm investing in people who aren't insecure. I'm investing into people who know what their purpose in life is, who know what they want out of life, who know what they're doing, where they're going. And I'm perfectly content being right here until I find those people. And I got friends that do it. So I'm confident that I can find a partner that does it. Shit, I know I'm the type of person now that can go out and speak to anybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm flirting with bartenders. I never did that shit in my life. You know what I'm saying? I never did that
I'm
shit in my
still
life.
too
You know what I'm
shy
saying?
for
Walking
all
in there
that
like, damn,
shit.
you beautiful. Damn, girl, you beautiful. I don't want nothing else. I don't want your number. I don't want nothing. You just fine as fuck. I hope you have a good day. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was not me. That was not me at one point in time. But this is where I'm at. And it's because I took that time and invested in myself.
True.
And I said, fuck people that's taken from me. My Ace of Spades bottle is full. They don't even know I have one. Yo, well, we gotta wrap this up. I don't know if I'm on y'all for like 2 hours. So yo. Thank you for coming on to the show. I definitely appreciate you, like always. I'm gonna have you on again because I didn't tell you what the topic that I wanted to talk about, but now I'm gonna have to talk about it. The topic that I wanted to talk to you about, because you actually alluded to it in this episode, was like how one is being young and reckless. It was that one where we talked about, thinking about the consequences of our actions and really thinking on a long-term level, right? Really where it switches from, when we're younger and you know what I'm saying? When you younger and you willing to take a lot more risk, you don't really think about the consequences of your actions and stuff like that. And like when that switch flips in your mind and you start to thinking about things in the long term, your long term goals and what you want out of life. So I'm gonna have to get you back on here so we can talk about those kind of things too.
I'm ready.
I heard you say.
Deep comment.
I was gonna say I heard you say, "Damn, what was that? What was that?
To go into that shit right now, but I'm
yeah, we gonna talk about it because, like I say, I want to talk about, you know what I'm saying, your decision too, that move that you had to make to get through college. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to talk about it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So we can talk to people. You know what I'm saying? Because some people do it for that instant gratification. Some people do it to make a move, make a play. You know what I'm saying? And to make a better life for themselves. So I want to get into it if you want to get into it. So
yeah, motherfucker. It may change somebody. It may change somebody's mind about a lot of shit. Like,
I think so too.
Give them
Yeah.
a whole background about me. For real.
Yeah, I want to do that. So next time I got you, I want to get into that. And we'll talk about it for sure. But I appreciate you coming on today. Is there anything that you want to tell the people before we get up out of here? You there? You still with me? Yeah, okay. Yeah. You want to tell people where to find you on social media?
Oh, y'all can find me on Facebook at Ashton, Stone Vapor, Davey. And you can find me on Instagram at mgeek0417.
All right, bet. And if you're looking for me, you can find me at MarissaY17 on Instagram, TikTok occasionally, Marissa the Thinker on Facebook and YouTube, and then Thinker versus Speaker is on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Anything you want to tell the people before we get up out of here?
No, but the next episode when she had me on about my biography, y'all gonna laugh at that bitch, but y'all gonna find an interesting story.
Alright, bet. So go ahead, get prepared. I'm gonna start getting your questions together and everything. We already know what we're gonna talk about. Alright, bet. And again, thank you for coming on to the show. I appreciate you, and I'm excited. I think we talk again soon. I know for sure. So yeah.
I think tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it is tomorrow. I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow. So we gonna get right on into it. You know, we in season 2. We gotta hit this motherfucker hard. Motherfucker hard. And on that note, we gonna hop up out of here. Cue the outro in this motherfucker. Shout out to you for the outro, by the way.
Almost definitely.
All right, cool. Later.
All right.